This could be the perfect time-based multi-effects for your mini board, and I'm going to tell you my 3 favourite features and why I think you should seriously consider picking one up. So back in October, Wampler released the latest in their multi-effects range, the Catacombs. It's from the same range as the Terraform and the Metaverse, and I think we all really expected Wampler to come out with a dedicated reverb pedal next. But instead they pulled the rug out from under us and released a dual delay and reverb pedal. So in a world of ever more complex delay and reverb pedals getting more and more expensive, the Catacombs takes a more approachable tact at a much more affordable price point as well. Now I actually did a really detailed deep dive on the pedal over on the Pedal Boards of Doom channel, where we looked at all of the features in detail and how to configure the pedal. So if you want to check out the nerdy details, then go check out that video. I'll link it up in the cards up here. What I'm going to do here instead is tell you my 3 favourite features of the pedal and give you some sound demos, give you a taste of what the pedal can do, and just, you know, tell you what I think about the pedal overall. So considering there's no display on the pedal and only 6 knobs, there's a surprising amount of features you can access without having to do any fancy special menu mode diving, just configurable from the pedal face itself. And one of my favourite features is this little switch on the top, which lets you switch between 2 routing modes. So the routing modes you have on offer are series and parallel, and my favourite way to use it is in parallel because you can combine a reverb and delay, but you can still keep the clarity of your repeats. Those repeats don't get really washed out in a reverb, and the reverb still gives you that wash of sound underneath what you're playing. In series mode, by default, it will run delay into reverb, which is kind of the traditional sort of normal accepted way to use delay and reverb pedals. But if you want to, you can change that order by going into the menu mode on the pedal, and you can switch it up using the preset buttons. It's all in the manual. You're best looking it up on how to do it because it's not super straightforward. Hey guys, just cutting in to say if you are enjoying the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe down there somewhere. Really does help me out and gets the video in front of more people. Really appreciate it. Cheers. So on the front, the knobs by default control the parameters for your delay, but you can quickly access the parameters for the reverb by pressing and holding the bypass switch, putting it into alt mode. You can tweak the sounds there. Long pressing the bypass button and waiting till the light flashes and goes blue puts it into alt mode, so you can let go of the button and then change your reverb parameters however you like without it affecting the delays. All that's really great, but what I really like about this pedal, and my second kind of favorite feature, is that the reverb is actually switchable independently from the delay. Again, without any menu diving, it's really easy to configure the pedal in that mode. You simply press and hold the secondary foot switch. At first it'll go green, so release and it'll go green. Then you're in preset increment mode. Press and hold it again and it'll go red, and now you're in reverb on off mode for the secondary foot switch. That effectively turns this pedal into two pedals, a separate delay and reverb pedal, made even better by the fact that you can utilize the stereo in and out to run a pedal in between those two pedals. Great! And if you're mourning the loss of tap tempo, you can quite quickly switch back into tap tempo mode without changing the status of your reverb mode. You can also access tap tempo via MIDI or via the expression input, so you do have options if you want to use it just in that reverb on and off mode. My third and final kind of favorite feature that I'm highlighting here is the presets. Now that may be obvious, but it's just really easy to use these presets. You have the preset switch in the middle, you have 8 presets on the face of the pedal, switchable through this button, and the LEDs just indicate which preset you're on. Like I said, you can put this switch in preset increment mode as well, so you can foot switch between them all. It's really easy to save a preset. You just press and hold once you've set your parameters, and then select the preset bank that you want to be in, press and hold again. Super easy. And if 8 presets aren't enough, there are of course 128 presets available to you via MIDI. So to wrap things up, I also want to call out how small this thing is. It is tiny. Let's compare it to this Boss pedal back here. If I can do that without knocking everything off my shelf. Remember, this is a multi-effects with multiple delays and reverbs built into it. And look at it compared to a Boss pedal. I mean, if you put it sideways, it's barely any bigger than the Boss pedal. Alright, it's a little bit bigger, but you get my point, it is tiny. We've gotten so used to enormous reverb and delay pedals taking up a serious amount of real estate on pedal boards. It's really refreshing to see something this small with so many features and sounds packed into it. I think they've done a really excellent job. In fact, I mentioned it at the top of the video. I'd argue that this makes the most sense on a mini board, and I think that's what Brian designed it for, right? He was gigging, he wanted something small and compact that did all of his delay and reverb tones in one unit. And yeah, it would make a really great addition to like a travel board or just your mini board when you don't want to carry around a massive pedal board. It's perfect for that use case. Now this is on my pedal board at the moment, but honestly I'm probably not getting the most out of it. I'm only really using the delays in it. I do have one of those ridiculously large multi reverb pedals. I've got the Strymon Big Sky MX, so I don't really use the reverbs in this a lot, but what I love about it is that when I do want to just really quickly dial something up, it is actually a bit quicker and easier to use the Catacombs. I love the delays in it, and I love how easy it is to dial in those delays, but if I'm being honest, if I hadn't been sent this for Pedal Boards of Doom, I probably wouldn't have bought it myself. But what it has done is make me take a serious look at the Metaverse, their delay pedal. I really like the way this works, I really like how easy it is to use, and I'm seriously eyeing up the Metaverse for my board. The Metaverse doesn't appear to have any of the kind of weirder delays, glitchy reverse delays, that kind of thing, but it does have loads of options, and I've really come around to this form factor and the way the Wampler pedals work. I do have a HX1 on the board which can do those glitchy reverse delays, and if I'm being completely honest, it could probably do all the other kind of delays I want as well. I probably don't need a dedicated delay pedal, but you know, it is easy enough to edit on a HX1, but I much prefer the way you edit on these Wampler pedals. So to sum up then, if you don't already have a delay and reverb on your board, and you want something that's really easy to use, sounds great and is compact, then this really is a no-brainer. If you do already have a reverb on your board and you're looking for a dedicated delay, maybe take a look at the Metaverse. I think it's a good shout. Anyway, thanks for watching and making it all the way to the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, then please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. If you are looking for maybe a dedicated reverb pedal and this doesn't quite do it for you, then check out my video over here on the Boss RV200. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.